And now, around the world and around the corner, it's the David Bowers Awards, bringing the best in indie music to millions of listeners worldwide with your host, the David Bowers. We've got a fantastic lineup of guests, as well as our engineer extraordinaire, Nick the Geek, our entire crew here at the Asylum, and me. I'm John Bon Jovial. And now, here's the voice of indie music, the David Bowers.
And that's the legendary John Bon Jovial, sounding as groovy as always. Welcome back, folks, for another hour of music, mirth, and merriment and madness right here on the David Bowers Awards, the only show that is always an award show, and everybody that appears on the show is an automatic award winner. And, like, for example, this young lady, whom I'm not even sure I can pronounce her name. K-pop music is monster stuff right now. It's all over the pop music scene around the world, not just here in the United States. And this is a brand new track that I just heard for the first time today, as a matter of fact. And she is a lovely young pop star. I'm not sure I can pronounce her name correctly, and unfortunately, we don't have any Korean contacts here at the show. We are trying to establish some because we would like to get some of the K-pop artists to appear on the show. But in the meantime, we're going to play this brand new track by a young lady who apparently goes by a name of Yoonmirae. I hope I didn't hack that up too badly. Yoonmirae. And the song is called My Dream.
나 홀로 걸어간다. 저기 멀리 보이는 빛이 나를 오라 부른다. 돌아서 갈 수 없는 지나간 기억들이 흩어진 조각들 사이로 내 안에 숨겨둔 내일의 나의 꿈을 혼자 간직했던 꿈을 찾아 걸어간다. 바람에 안길래 저 멀리 나를 데려가 끝없는 길을 헤매인데도 괜찮아. 나의 길을 간다. 두 눈을 감아보니 그대는 내 품 안에 눈 뜨면 사라질지 몰라. 내 가슴 가득히 붙들어 두려는 나를 다가갈 수 없는 나를 그대 잡아줘요. 사랑에 안길래 바람아 나를
Now, believe it or not, that falls in the category of K-pop rap. She goes by the name of Yoonmirae. Her real name is Natasha Shanta Reed, and she's actually an American-born South Korean rapper and singer who's currently a member of the Korean hip-hop trio MFBTY. She's considered to be one of the best female rappers in Korea. And while I don't consider myself anything close to an authority on rap, I am impressed with her singing ability. She's got a sweet, sensual voice and emotional, and she carries a tune very well. Don't you think, John Bon Jovial?
Yeah, I would have never guessed for a moment that that was classified as rap. And it's a beautiful song. I mean, I did not understand anything that she said because I don't speak Korean, but I think the general mood of the song would have it lean toward a love ballad. She's got a great voice, and the thing that I really like about it is that she's not using auto-tune.
I know that's one of your
that's one of my pet peeves, that's for sure. But she's got a gorgeous voice, absolutely beautiful voice, and it was well produced. I don't know what she was talking about, other than the fact that, again, the general attitude of the song, if you even want to call it that, it sounds to me like a love ballad.
Yeah, it's something to do with her dream. And I think it's really interesting to point up the fact that while the K-pop movement has taken over the younger generation and the pop music listeners, much the same way that I remember back in the 60s going into the very early 70s, we had a wave of what we called bubblegum music. There was a lot of teeny bopper aimed music by groups like the 1910 Fruit Gum Company
Yummy,
the Ohio Players and all of those. Yep. And I remember it was the same thing. There was this wave that took over, and of course more recently the boy bands. And I never did figure out why they call them bands, since almost none of them play an instrument. They are boy group singers, but nevertheless, another wave that took over the pop music scene. And I think it's interesting to point out, by listening to an artist like this, that K-pop, like all other forms of music, does have its more serious moments. It has its more talented artists. They're not just they're not just a jukebox that get up there and play tunes that the kids like. They've got some real talent and some real potential, and I think Yoonmirae points that out very, very aptly, and very happy to be able to premiere that song here. Remember, you heard it first on the David Bowers Awards, the show where you and our guests pick the awards. There's no nominations or panels or committees or anything. Just if you got somebody that you think has done something especially notable in music, good or bad, drop us a line to david@thedavidbowers.com, put award in the subject line, and tell us why you think that person or group deserves to be singled out and either praised or trashed in public, whatever the case is. And hey, maybe we'll use it right here on the show. We want to say hello to our friends and listeners around the world, and of course, especially to Mary Perry, accredited disability representative in Rochester, New York, who underwrites the David Bowers Awards on WRFZ FM 106.3, Rochester Free Radio. And we have a couple of great guests that I know you're going to enjoy, and the second one has a special treat for us because there is a connection with a previous guest award winner here on the David Bowers Awards, and another group that I know you are all quite familiar with. So we're going to be getting into that very quickly here, right after we check with John Bon Jovial and get the latest update on things in Camp Swampy.
Well, Camp Swampy is indeed every bit of that today and yesterday and the day before and last week and the week before that. It's hot and it's humid. And I understand why the snowbirds flock to the North Country during the summer months. But the advantage, the big advantage, seriously, of living here in Southwest Florida, other than the fact that it really is an absolutely drop-dead gorgeous place to live, is you can drive the roads without wanting to kill somebody, and during the summer months you can go to your favorite restaurant without having to wait. You can go to the beach without having to find a place that just isn't jam-packed with, the stench of suntanning lotion. So, yeah, there are definite advantages to living here in the summer. The big disadvantage, of course, is just the mosquitoes are obnoxious, but you get down to the beach and it's really not that bad. They don't bother you at all. And just generally, Florida, the Everglades, it really is nice country down here.
I know. I've found a lot to enjoy in Florida. The humidity does tend to get oppressive at times, but as you said, they're like every other place in the world. Really, there are good times and bad times.
Oh, absolutely.
And you just have to decide. Do the good times outweigh the bad times for you in that particular area?
Sure. And where you are in the Arizona desert, I mean, you've got gorgeous scenery.
Exactly.
And the humidity is very low. 10% humidity is all you're going to get during the summer months. But, it gets up to 115 degrees during the day. And I don't care how dry the heat is. That's damn hot.
You got that right. And that's the pressure cooker side of the climate here. For 8 months out of the year, it's pretty darn nice. As a matter of fact, it can be considered gorgeous, beautiful. Temperatures moderate in the 70s and 80s with 10-15% humidity and very few non-sunshiny days. I think we had 3 last year. Now, that's an exaggeration, but you don't get too many cloudy days. This time of year in summer is what they call the monsoon season here, because that's when the humidity does rise, and we do get periods of sometimes intense electrical storms. So there's ups and downs about everywhere. Right now, the ups and downs include a salute to our house band, Titty Bingo, who provide our theme song for us. You can check them out in their music at tittybingo.com. And remember, it's always time to play Titty Bingo. And John Bon Jovial, I believe you have our first guest on the line and some music ready to play. So if you will, please.
I do indeed.
We are going to run a track that we previewed here a few weeks back called Heroes by Linda Marks, and then we're going to sit down and have a chat with Linda right here on the David Bowers Awards. So if you would please, Linda Marks and Heroes.
Shine too bright in the darkness by holding